cell body. This is the neuron, which is actually forming the whole of your central nervous system. It has a body, right? This is the cell body. The collection of cell bodies is in the gray matter. And these are smaller processes, the dendrites, and this is the long axon. And these axons are forming the nerve fibers, and these processes, they are in the white matter, right? So यही जो neuron है, that is collected here in the gray matter, and the main type of neuron in the gray matter in the spinal cord, they're all multipolar neurons. There are neurons in the posterior gray horn. This is the posterior gray horn. This is the anterior gray horn. And this is the lateral horn, which is in the thoracolumbar region, where there is the autonomic outflow. The rest of the parts of the spinal cord, they're just the anterior and the posterior gray horn. This is the sensory horn, posterior horn, and this is the motor horn, which is the anterior horn. The sensory information comes here. The sensory nerve fibers enter here into the posterior horn and gives it through the internential neurons information to the motor neurons in the anterior horn, and then they pass out from here the motor nerve, and they both the sensory and the motor nerve, they're forming the a spinal nerve, and they are just moving, and the motor fibers are leaving and the sensory fibers are entering into it. And this is the thoracolumbar outflow, which is only supplying the autonomic nerve fiber. All contains the multipolar neurons. And this is what the lateral white column, the posterior white column, and the anterior white column. And the connecting zones are the anterior commissures, right? The connecting zones, the anterior commissure and the posterior commissure, right? These fissures are in posterior median fissure, this is the anterior median fissure. The pia mater is the membrane which is immediately surrounding it. Then there is the arachnoid matter, and then there is the dura mater. The neurons which are present in the posterior horn, all are sensory neurons, and different types of sensations, they are carried by these neurons. You have done this. I'll just name and list, and we will discuss these with the different types of the tracts. Now, the neurons, the first which are present at the apex of the posterior horn here, which we have drawn in the spinal cord also here, is the substantia gelatinosa, right? And it is present throughout the length of the spinal cord, mainly carries the pain and temperature sensation. Now, I will be asking you which type of neurons will be stimulated when the pain and temperature is being carried out. When the touch or 2-point discrimination is been carried out, then what is the type of the neuron which is receiving this information, right? So pain and temperature and touch by substantia gelatinosa. The nucleus proprius is also present through the spinal cord. It is taking 2-point discrimination, proprioception, and vibration sense, right? And the nucleus dorsalis or Clark's neurons, this is these two names. The thoracic, they are present in the thoracic and lumbar region, carry the proprioceptive impulses from the muscle spin, right? The neuromuscular and the tendon spindles which are present in the muscles, and visceral afferent nucleus is also present in thoracic and lumbar regions of the spinal cord. All right.